What is up, guys? It is Brad Mew here, your coach of the Grassy Plains Raikous. This is our Week 10 match, the last week until playoffs. There's a lot riding on this match before this video to start, though. Please drop a like down below. The support in these last weeks of the OBA and the support of the channel really helps if you do drop a like below. And 2 more subscribers if you do want to subscribe. We'll be having a shiny Pokemon giveaway. My PC is full of shit. I need to just give it away. That's how I get rid of most of my stuff usually. So decided I might as well just give it to the subscribers since they support. So we're going to be going against the Los Angeles Accelgors. The Accelgors actually swept us the first time we actually versed them about, I think, week 3, 4, or 5, I think. They actually swept us with the pincer. I was really prepared. I literally took 2 hours building this team. I took 2 hours doing this. I did a couple mock battles with friends. I got some friends' advice on a few things. Was really prepared for this match because either if we won, we go to playoffs, or if we lose, we're not going to playoffs. So there's a really lot of riding on this match. Gonna let you guys stick around to the end so you know who won this match. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm just gonna get right into the sets because I really don't have much. I really don't want to make this a really long intro, but bringing the Choice Scarf Mew this week, I thought it was the most beneficial thing to run actually as a coverage Mew again, like last week. Volt Switch, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, and Psychic. Flamethrower, Ice Beam, and Psychic do a large amount of work to his team, no matter what he brings. And it's Choice Scarf, so I will be able to outspeed the Starmie and the Mega Pinsir as well. So, because I am Team Nature as well, too. Max speed, max special attack. Kind of straightforward, just to get a lot of work. 4 times effective on the Gliscor. Psychic gets cut down by the Roserade, the Conkeldurr, and stuff like that. So, kind of self-explanatory there. Bringing the Substitute Swords Dance Garchomp wasn't really successful in the past, but I really thought I could make it work in this match. I knew he was going to switch out at one point if I do get it down as Roserade or his Starmie. Or not Starmie, his Lucario. This Lucario doesn't have Ice Punch, by the way, but because that completely destroys us. But basically, the way my opponent's been winning lately is either he sets up with his Mega Pinsir or his Lucario. That's basically the way he's been winning lately. So I needed 2 good checks to those things. That's what my main priority was, because I knew they were going to be bringing them. Also was prepared for the Dredagon as well, but since I think I brought my Suicune, that's why I did not bring that, and then I have my Garchomp as well. So Dragon Dance, or not Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, EQ, Swords Dance, Substitute with the Citrus Berry, Max Attack, Max Speed, Garchomp right there. That's decent as well. Then we got the Suicune. I'm actually running Max Special Attack, Max HP. Was debating whether to run Special Defensive Investment, but I did calculate. I do live 2 Giga Drains from the Roserade as long as it's not Choice Specs. So I do get rid of the Specs eventually in the match, as you guys will see. I can live 2 of them. I got the Mirror Coat, Tailwind, Ice Beam, and Scald. I knew if I get the Tailwind up, my Charizard will be able to outspeed the Mega Pinsir, even though I'm not invested in speed. So that was really crucial. Along with that, and my Garchomp can outspeed a lot of stuff once it's set up on the Tailwinds there. So very good right there. The Clefty MVP of this match, basically the thing that counter to the Lucario and the kind of not really the Pinsir, but it counters the Roserade and the Lucario very well, along with the Gliscor. I'm running actually a switcheroo Choice Specs set with max special defense, max HP. The plan was actually Choice Specs either the Gliscor or the Lucario. The Lucario, once it's Choice Specs, it cannot set up. If it sets up a Swords Dance, it has to immediately switch out, and I do get momentum from that. The plan with the Gliscor is if you take its Toxic Orb, the Toxic does not affect me because I'm Steel type, so I really wouldn't care about the Toxic Orb. Get the Choice Specs onto him. Now he has no Toxic Heal. He's locked into 1 move. So that's basically the thing behind that. And then also if I can get the switcheroo onto the Conkeldurr too, that would be very nice. But running the Thunder Wave, play rough for the Conkeldurr and stuff like that, and the Dredagon if you did bring that. Spikes, and then we got the switcheroo there. Defensive Fortress with counter, Bug Bite, Stealth Rocks, and Rapid Spin. The plan was actually for this, if it's Lucario or his Pinsir does set up, I have my Sturdy attack before the Stealth Rocks are up. I can set up my own Stealth Rocks to predict the setup, and I know he's going to attack me on the next turn. I live with my Sturdy, counter it, and it's done. Either that or he sets up again, and he knows I have counter, he lets his thing go down, and I live with my Sturdy, or he switches out. So that's the plan behind that. Max defense, max HP, bold nature, and we're actually running a defensive Charizard just for the Pinsir, because if he has at +2 return does not kill me. I actually will live around about 20% +2 return with the defensive Charizard X. So that is why max defense, max attack. I'm running an Adamant Nature. Not invested in speed, which could cost me in this match, because assuming the Gliscor does outspeed me, if I'm not invested, if he's invested, he will outspeed me. So gotta look out for that. Otherwise, we're gonna hop right into this match. Very, very big match last week to playoffs. Really happy how I played here. I do apologize for the twitching of the camera too. I'm not really quite sure why it does that. I'm not quite sure how to fix it either. So I'm going to leave my Mew here because my Mew does have the Volt Switch. I did not want to leave my 4-Res because I knew he's going to leave with his either something with HP Fire or he's going to leave with his Pinsir, and he sap all over me. So I'm going to go right for the Psychic. I did not want to predict turn 1, but if I would have went for the Volt Switch right there, this actually would have probably did about half to this thing. So got a still decent amount of damage off with a stab Psychic, but I'm going to go right out into Swipe here, predicting a Scald. Very good prediction. I'm able to eat this up. Now right here, I either predicted actually my Suicune is actually weakest policy, by the way, so predicted the Thunderbolt right here. I knew it was going to live, but he actually got the crit, and I still lived the crit. I was really amazed at this, but kind of unfortunate because either his Conkeldurr or his Lucario can come in next turn and pick me off with E-Speed, which kind of sucks, but I'm going to set up the Tailwind right here, very crucial play. If I do need to bring my Charizard in on the Lucario, which I was assuming was going to be coming out next turn after I killed this thing, I can go into my Charizard and outspeed a lot of things. So I'm going to take this thing out with the Scald, +2 Scald. It's not living even though it's resisted, so got at least one kill here. Pretty big threat off my opponent's side. One Psychic resist, gone. So he's going to go to Pinsir here, either going to take me out with a Quick Attack. If he would have set up here, he would have been gone, so he was basically forced to go for Quick Attack right here. And I had actually the Tailwind up, so I would have outsped if you would not went for the Quick Attack. So gonna let my Suicune go down. It wasn't really good for anything else. Right here I'm gonna go into my Charizard. Since the Tailwind is up, I am able to outspeed this thing without any speed investment. So right here is a very crucial play with the Tailwind. Able to outspeed this thing, actually one-shot this thing. I am defensive Charizard. 6 is going all the way right here. Taking out this Mega Pinsir early game. That is very good for us. Don't have to worry about this thing anymore. That we don't even have Stealth Rocks up yet, so that's a very, very big kill right there on our side. Going to take a little bit of recoil, not really too much, but the Tailwind does pewter out right there, which kind of sucks because the Gliscor can come in and outspeed me now if it is invested in speed. So I have to switch out right here. I'm going to predict a knockoff, or not a knockoff, a Stealth Rocks right here, and go into my Mew because he knows I either have the Ice Punch or the Ice Beam. He's not quite sure which one yet, so either he stays in and actually gets one-shotted right here. I did do the Calcs. If he's not invested in special defense, Ice Beam does one-shot. So he's going to switch out, going to the safest play right here. If I would have went for the Psychic, this thing actually would have been two-shotted if it was not Assault Vest. Or it actually would have been two-shotted if it was Assault Vest. If it was not Assault Vest, it actually would have got one-shotted right there. So I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. I am Choice Scarfed, so I do have to switch out. Not quite sure if he knows I'm Choice Scarfed yet, since I'm switching out a lot of type of disadvantages, so I'm not quite sure if he knows I'm Choice Scarfed at this point in the match. Gonna go right into Klefki. I do resist the knockoff, since I am part Fairy. He's gonna knock off my Choice Specs, but right here I'm completely fine with this anyways. I'm just gonna go for the switcheroo right here, actually trying to take it as Assault Vest. Gonna take the Choice Specs from this Roserade, so that means my Suicune, if it was, well, it's not really even around, but if it was around, it could still take 2 Giga Drains. It's not Choice Specs anymore. Gonna predict an HP Fire here, since that's what he did run last time, and that's why he actually probably did lead with the Roserade at the beginning of the match for the Hidden Power Fire, predicting the 4-Res. So, gonna go to Garchomp here, eat this up very good. I knew he was gonna switch out no matter what here. He wants to keep this thing around because it does outspeed a lot of my team. He's gonna go right out into Gliscor, predicting Earthquake. I'm gonna set up my substitute right here. I am Citrus Berry, so I'm able to get my decent amount of HP back right here. Not quite sure if I should have went for a Sword Stance, because his Sword Stance only did about 50% to this thing. I actually got a little bit of a low roll. If I did get a regular roll, it would have been about 60% at +2. I actually am max attack as well, so this actually is probably a defensive Gliscor, so I'm assuming Ice Beam will one-shot it if I do get my Mew in on safely. So he's going to go for the EQ. Not quite sure why he outsped right there, if he's invested in speed, but he's going to go for the counter here. I really forgot about the counter at this point, because he did run that in the last match and actually got me with my physical Mew last match. That's one of the reasons I actually wanted to run a special meal too, just to prepare for counters, counter Pokemon like this. So he knows I have the Ice Beam at this point. He's either going to switch out here. He's going to go right into Conkeldurr here. I predict the switch because the Psychic still would do a good amount. It would do about 50%. It would actually almost take him out, but I'm going to go for the Psychic no matter what here. I knew he's going to either go the Conkeldurr or the something different. So either one shot at this thing from the range it is at. So that's a big kill right there. Don't have to worry about that knockoff or anything like that either. No more Mach Punch. Gonna go right into Psychic here. I don't know if he knows I'm in Choice Scarf because Roserade does have lower speed than me. So I'm not quite sure if he knows I'm Choice Scarf at this point yet. So I'm doing a very good job bluffing this Scarf at this point. He took a really big amount of damage there. Got a little bit of HP back with the Giga Drain, but Psychic is going to do a massive amount of damage to this thing. I don't know if he was predicting me to switch out right there or something, but Psychic still does a decent amount to this thing. It's a Lucario, it's very frail, so my counter for this thing is actually my Clef Key. I am special defensive, I'm not defensive, but I do predict the Extreme Speed because I knew he had to either go for the Extreme Speed to take my Mew out. My Mew is such a big threat that if he did not go for it, my Mew would have swept the rest of his team. That's how big of a threat it was. So if he did not go for the Extreme Speed right there, he would have got swept by my Choice Scarf Mew. So going to go on to Clef Key here. He's going to go right on the Roserade. I'm just going to go for the Play Rough because I knew he's either going to go out and do his Gliscor or the Roserade again. Since his Lucario is getting kind of low. Get a little bit amount of damage off on this thing, which all the amount matters, but at this point I think the least valuable thing on my team was my Charizard. Was hoping to actually sack this thing off. He actually goes for the Hidden Power Fire here. Able to eat that up is actually 4 times resisted, but it is Technician, I'm assuming. Technician Roserade. Gonna go for the Dragon Claw so I don't have to take recoil. The crit did not matter right there. It was gonna take it out no matter what, 100%. At this point, he's going to go into Gliscor. I was really debating right here if I would have had actually Roost. He actually probably went for the counter right here, but I actually do snag a crit. So I actually did calculate. He actually probably would have lived that, since if he was a defensive Gliscor, he probably would have lived it. The crit did really matter there, though, so he got lucky with the crit. Now he's able to come with the Lucario, take me out with an E-Speed. Had not really to switch into this thing. I could have saved this thing around. But it would have got taken down to Stealth Rocks if I did need it again. But couldn't have him setting up a storage stance on me either. That's why my real fear was. But I'm going to go right out into my counter for this thing the whole time. Trick the Choice Specs onto this thing. So he has to lock himself into something at this point. He's going to lock himself into close combat right here. I do obtain the Life Orb, so it's a guarantee that my Play Rough would have killed at that range, especially if he was at +1. But if I would just went for it, would have lived, I just would have went for the Thunder Wave anyways. It wouldn't really get any damage off. Right now, my Fortress, 100% healthy. Kept the thing around just for this thing and the Pinsir. Close combat's not going to do absolutely anything to me, since he's not Life Orb anymore either. So, and he's locked in Choice Specs. So, Choice Specs Lucario, new meta right here. Since he is at -2, it is still a 4 times resisted Bug Bite, but it still does take it out since he has -2. And we actually do pick up snag a 2-0 victory. Your Grassy Plains Raikous are now going to the playoffs. Worst case scenario now, we actually do take 4th in the league. Best case scenario, we actually beat the whole league. I highly doubt that's going to be possible though. One of the teams actually completely counters most of my team, which I really have to really prepare for that like this. I took this one very seriously. Gonna have to take the rest of the playoffs very seriously as well. So don't expect any fucking sloughing around or anything like that for me. I'm gonna be going 100% on these next couple battles here. Gonna be trying my best. If I do get countered by one of the teams, then I get countered. I'm gonna at least take 4th. So really didn't even expect to make the playoffs in my first league format thing. So I'm very happy with myself right now. I'm very happy at the skill I've actually been going at in the last 2 weeks here. Hoping to keep this momentum into the playoffs. Hopefully we at least take 3rd. I'm either at least take 3rd or get into the final round. I'm not quite sure, but right now it's looking like the Roaring Shadow, me, and Toronto Blue Shamans and Black Sea Samurats going to be going to the playoffs. 4 very talented battlers going to be going in. So going to be very interesting matches coming up in the next week or 2 here. So I hope you guys do stick around. If you do not want to miss those, please subscribe down below. 250 subscribers, we will be having a shady Pokemon giveaway. I'll be giving away a shitload of stuff that I've been getting from Wonder Trade and from friends that I really don't need. Be giving that way to the subscribers for the support over the last few months. So that being said, though, hopefully you guys enjoy. Please drop a like down below if you did enjoy this video. That being said, though, I'm gonna get that out of here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. See you guys next week.